everyone, my name is Jamie Peters and I'm here today to guide you through a wonderful lesson about Jonah and the whale. I'm sure you've heard of him before, right? Well, with Bishop Curry's The Way of Love lessons, we are currently learning about the principle or idea of turn, which encourages us to pause, listen, and choose to follow Jesus. Just like this principle, today's story shows us the importance of listening to God. So I'm going to start off now by reading our wonderful book today called Jonah and the Big Fish. Long ago, there was a great city of Nineveh. The king and the people of Nineveh were very mean and did many things that made God unhappy. God decided to destroy the city, but he loved the people and wanted to give them a chance to change. So God decided to send a man named Jonah to warn them that they must change. God told Jonah to go to Nineveh and tell all of the people of his plan. But Jonah didn't obey. He ran to the sea and got on a ship that was sailing far away from Nineveh. He thought he could run away from God. But God knew where Jonah was, and he sent a fierce storm that caused the sea to be rough and rolling. The sailors were afraid. They called on their gods to quiet the storm, but the winds blew harder and the waves grew higher. They thought the boat would sink, so they threw some of the ship's load overboard. But that didn't help. All of this time, Jonah had been sleeping in the bottom of the ship. The captain woke him up and said, "Get up and ask your God to save us, or we will drown." Jonah said to the terrified sailors, "Throw me overboard and the sea will become calm again. I know this storm has come because of me." The sailors didn't want to throw Jonah into the sea. They towed and rowed, trying to get the ship safely to shore, but the storm only got worse. Finally, the sailors knew they must do as Jonah requested. They picked Jonah up and threw him into the furious sea. Immediately, the wind stopped blowing, the sea became calm, and the ship sailed away safely. Jonah went deeper and deeper into the sea, but he didn't drown. God sent a huge fish to swallow Jonah whole. Jonah stayed in the belly of the fish for 3 days and nights. Jonah was very frightened. He prayed to God from inside the fish. He was sorry he had disobeyed. God listened to Jonah. He caused the fish to spit out Jonah onto the sandy beach. Then God told Jonah to go to the people of Nineveh and tell them what he had said. The king of Nineveh heard Jonah's warnings and was afraid. He took off his royal robes and put on sackcloth and sat in ashes. He told his people to wear sackcloth and to tell God they were sorry. They would all change their ways and do what was right. God did not punish the people of Nineveh because he loved them. He knew that they were truly sorry and wanted to do good from now on. Every day you choose between right and wrong. God wants you to make the right choice. So remember, when a choice seems difficult, God will be there to help guide you. What a great story, right? So let's do a quick recap. The people of Nineveh were not obeying God, right? They were being mean and doing things that made God very unhappy. Jonah initially didn't obey God and go to Nineveh, right? He tried to run away from him. God always knew where Jonah was, even when he was in the boat during a storm and even when he was in the belly of the fish. How do you think Jonah felt when he was swallowed by the giant whale? I'll pause for a second to let you discuss. You may want to pause the video, or I'll just wait a few moments. Did you think he might have been scared? I think I would have been scared. Did you notice how Jonah prayed to God and said sorry, and God listened to him and forgave him? That's wonderful, right? But when Jonah paused and prayed to God, God helped him. Although Jonah had disobeyed God, God forgave him. Jonah was able to go to the people of Nineveh and tell them God's message. The people were sorry for what they did and decided to change their ways and follow God. How great, right? I wonder, though, how the people of Nineveh felt when they started to listen to God and do the right thing. What do you think? They probably were much happier, right? And felt God's love. Have you ever had a time you had to say sorry to someone? Take a minute and discuss. You may want to pause the video. So, did you happen to know that praying is a great way to listen to God? Isn't that wonderful? It's a wonderful concept. What was your favorite part of the story today? Take a moment. I personally like the part where God forgave Jonah. Just like Jonah, we always have an opportunity to turn and follow Jesus. Even when we disobey or don't make a good choice, we can always pause and turn. We should be encouraged by the story of Jonah and the whale, right? And take comfort in knowing that God is always there for us no matter what. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and following along, and I hope you guys all have a blessed week ahead. Thanks.